If your life is perfect, then I can assure you that this video is not going to be for you. But if there is some area of your life or areas, such as work or relationships or something, where you're just not really happy, and maybe you're feeling overwhelmed or frustrated or stressed because of this situation, however it channels itself and manifests within you, um, I think we can both agree that there is a certain level of pain that comes with being stuck in those kinds of situations. What I didn't realize is that when I started on my personal growth journey, I had no idea that there would be pain and suffering that came along with that as well. And I think it was because I was probably just naive, but I envisioned personal growth as like this mountain that you just continually ascend, and you just leave more and more of the old behind, and you just become more and more of this new version of yourself. And that's really what I thought it was. But what I'm finding and what I have found out since starting is that couldn't be further from the truth. And there's a lot of pain and suffering and discomfort that comes from completely reinventing yourself and becoming a different person completely. And so, my question to you is, what do you feel is worse? Being stuck in the familiar situation that you're in, even though it's taking a toll on your mental, physical, and probably emotional health, because that's comfortable and that's known? Or the pain that comes with personal growth and leaving behind those things and becoming someone beyond even your imagination and what you can be? Because I've been having some tough days recently where it's like I get these glimpses of this new version of myself and what life can be like. And then for a few days or a few weeks, I get pulled back into the old John and the old version of myself, which I am actively trying to bury. So this really reminds me of kind of when a caterpillar becomes a butterfly, that example, because the caterpillar is actually very resistant to entering the cocoon because it's an unknown experience. It has no idea what's happening or what's coming. And while it is within this cocoon, it literally dissolves completely. And then as the days progress, it starts to rebuild itself into this completely other being, seemingly, that has wings and can do all these things. And I see a lot of parallels between that example and what I'm currently going through in my own life, because I'm within the cocoon and sometimes I get to peek outside of it and get to feel what it's like to be a butterfly, and then I get sucked back into the cocoon to those old familiar feelings of stress and overwhelm and fear, and I'm not good enough. And it's really this dance between these two things. But I know what my answer to that question is, and I wouldn't for a second not go through the experience of personal growth. I mean, I think that's at the end of the day why we're here. I think we take this physical form as a soul because we have certain baggage that we come down here with, that this entire life is meant to help us overcome and to level up and to become our highest self. The situations that we're born into, the people that we call family and friends, I think it's all part of this expression of your soul trying to remove some of this spiritual baggage and to continue to become its highest self. So the thought of staying in a situation like a relationship with a narcissistic girlfriend like what I had, or staying in a job that was completely soul sucking, aside from it providing a nice paycheck, the pain of staying in those situations far outweighs the pain of venturing into the unknown and leveling up and becoming someone that you are meant to become, and to be of service to others and to help make a positive impact in the world. There's going to be pain either way, right? So why don't you opt for the pain of leaving behind the devil you know to venture out into the unknown and explore all of the possibilities that literally are beyond the imagination of what you can become and the kind of impact that you can have in the world. Suffering is an inherent part of being alive. I think if you're a living organism, there is suffering that exists. And while we might have these senses of a certain level of comfort in our life or a certain level of control over our life, really, we don't have either one of those. And that control and that comfort can be stripped away in an instant. And that's really just the part of being alive and having this human experience. So if pain is an inherent part of growth and going through life and all that comes with that experience, wouldn't you want to just channel that pain into becoming a new version of yourself and reinventing yourself and overcoming those traumas that trigger you on a daily basis that you don't even know why you get triggered by that, or why you get upset when someone acts like this? Or I'm interested in finding out all of these triggers and traumas and bringing to the surface so I can stare them in the face for what they are, because they're not coming with me where I'm going. So this vessel that I'm in right now is going actively through an expansion phase to be able to hold all of the much larger positive energy that I plan to hold once I become the person I want to become. So the limiting beliefs, the generational traumas that I never even asked for, that were literally handed down to me genetically, and all these situations with these relationships I've had and what I've learned from them, and I'm actively trying to just let all of that bubble to the surface in due time when they're ready to come to the surface, so that I can confront them and work through those buried traumas and feelings that are holding me back from getting to where I want to go. I think it just makes for a much more fulfilling life to go through life with a personal growth mindset about how can I be a better version of myself every day? How can I make a bigger positive impact every day? And when you start changing your vibration like that, that's when the universe starts giving you these gifts that are wrapped in discomfortable wrapping paper, I guess you could say. The people, the situations that start to expose themselves are very just hard to deal with at certain times, but they are gifts, and they're mirroring back at you where you have more work to do, so that you can become that version of yourself. So anyway, this is something I've been struggling with recently, certainly over the last couple months, where there's just been certain situations where I'm like, really? What are the chances? What are the chances of that happening? Maybe there aren't any coincidences. Maybe everything is by design once you opt into this force that exists behind everything. So I know that the universe is helping me through this, and it's helping me through this by giving me these little things to work through along the way. But yeah, certainly personal growth is difficult, but like I said, I think it's even more difficult to sign up for a life that you don't even enjoy and to just live that life forever, because you are too scared to see what's beyond the horizon. So anyway, I hope this serves as inspiration for you whether you're on a personal journey now or you're planning to go through one soon, that there is going to be some uncomfortable stuff that comes up, and it's all meant to come up so that you can become the best version of yourself. So hopefully this just serves as a reminder for you. I appreciate you taking the time to watch this insight. And until next time, be well, and I'll catch you then.